Hey guys. Tick. So yeah, I refunded Cyberpunk. Here's why. Let's talk about what has been going on for the last week. Only a week, guys, that this game has been out in the wild. Actually, less than a week from the time of this recording. The game is mixed, to say the least. Mixed bag. CD Projekt Red has come out with a recent statement about some of the issues that Cyberpunk has had since its launch. They issued a full press release and full statement. Let's go into that now. I don't want to talk about every single line verbatim. We're going to summarize this thing and take out some of the key points to be able to discuss what I think is kind of important and the pieces that we want to be able to talk about today. So they wrote the statement that starts off with like, "Dear gamers, first of all, we would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One." The statement by CD Projekt Red here for the first sentence is kind of interesting, because PlayStation 4 owners, base PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One owners, that is a massive audience. People have not been able to get their hands on next-gen consoles, PlayStation 5s, Xbox Series X, and even the S is hard to find. So the install base is not that big right now. They knew that they were launching this game for base PS4, Xbox One, PC, and the new generation of consoles. They're apologizing right off the bat for not showing anybody base PS4. We never saw footage. We didn't see any gameplay of this. This was all, presumably, everything anybody ever saw was just on high-end PCs. And for the early reviews that did come out, that only came out a week before the game actually launched, people only got codes and specific builds for PC versions. Nobody saw console versions, even if it was a PS5 or a Series X, let alone a base PS4 version. This already had me kind of wondering, and I did previous episodes on Cyberpunk coverage before. And guys, I had talked about how I have the issue with the review, and I have an issue with games in general getting this review when they are these very, very large titles that take a long time. And kind of the crux of my whole point with that episode was talking about how, it's not necessarily fair to the game itself that reviewers are, one, put in a position where they have to like grind through a game, any game, Cyberpunk doesn't matter, but they have to like really push to meet these deadlines and embargoes to get the stuff out. And I understand it. They want to be able to review it. They want to be able to give it to the audience to get them informed. They can make a best educated decision on whether they should get a game or not. The problem with Cyberpunk in this instance, and with getting statements now from CD Projekt Red 5 days after the game is launched in the wild, they gave it to PC audience, people that presumably had really strong PC builds. The reviews were out on that front early, and by early we mean a matter of a week, but people were giving really, really strong positive impressions of the game, with the whole caveat of, hey, we have not played this on a console, so we don't know. We're judging it based off the PC build that we receive and the codes for that. So that is totally understandable, where any reviewer is coming from going, this is what I got, this is what I'm reviewing, this is how I review it. So it's impossible for them, and it's not up to them or at fault of them for anything that's been going on. It's just, it's interesting the approach CD Projekt Red has taken with all of this. So to say off the bat within their statement that they're sorry that they didn't show anybody the PS4 builds and the Xbox One builds of this game, they knew. And we can talk about the positive elements that they have done, CD Projekt Red has done with their game titles, like The Witcher 3, and nobody has the intention of making a bad game. I've said this before. No one comes out and says, we want to do this, but there is this large piece of ownership of coming out to apologize 5 games after your title has released, with around 6-7 years of development, pushing it for delays, not giving people proper full reviews and being able to see it on any consoles. just PCs, to come out and say, hey, we're sorry we didn't show you what it looks like on PS4 and Xbox One. Oops. It's kind of a slap in the face for everybody that pre-ordered the game, that bought the game. And I did refund the game. Now, I refunded it, like, coincidentally, the day before this statement all came out. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. CD Projekt Red talks about in the statement how they're going to be releasing, a rollout of patches and updates to try and get the game more stable on PS4 consoles, Xbox One consoles. So they continue on with, like, after the holidays, we'll continue working. We'll release 2 large patches starting with patch 1 in January, and this will be followed by patch 2 in February. And together, these should fix the most prominent problems gamers are facing on the last gen of consoles, be that of the PS4 and the Xbox One. We'll be informing you about the contents of each patch as they get to their release, and they won't make the game on last gen look like it's running on high-end PCs or next gen consoles, but it'll be closer to the experience than it is now. Finally, we would like to always like everyone who buys our games to be satisfied with their purchase. We would appreciate, and this is the biggest piece of this statement, we would appreciate if you would give us a chance. But if you are not pleased with the game on your console and don't want to wait for updates, you can opt out to refund your copy, whether it's going to be for purchases digitally or it's going to be the physical ones, which will be interesting to go through if you bought it from an EB Games, a Walmart, or whatever, and you want to be able to return a physical disc, a physical copy. But guys, I want to talk about this piece. We would appreciate if you would give us a chance. And if you're not pleased with the game or consoles, and you don't want to wait for updates, get your refund. People did give CD Projekt Red a chance. The fans gave CD Projekt Red a chance. The gamers gave that company a chance. We've all given them chances. The chance that people gave was with their wallet. People spoke with their wallet and their hype and their love for this game, for wanting it to be a success. And those that are having great experiences are having great experiences currently. They're enjoying the game, and that's awesome. And I'm glad that people, whether they're on PC or their next-gen consoles, are having a fantastic experience with the game, and they enjoy it. But it is a very, very big miss, in my opinion, to come out and say something like, you should give us a chance. People forked out, like myself, and you saw this in the thumbnail, $90. $90 Canadian. Yes, we have the fake money around here. We have beaver dollars, whatever. But $90, guys, for the base version of that game on my Series X. I refunded it. And for the company to come out the next day, because again, I refunded it the day before this all came out, because I wasn't happy with the experience I was having. I wasn't happy with the gameplay glitches, the fact that I booted up a couple of times on the first round and it crashed. I wasn't satisfied that text pop-ups would just stay on screen for an hour. So I have to shut down the game and reload the whole thing, and my progress wasn't always there. I didn't enjoy some of the gameplay mechanics. There was enough going on in the game that it took me out of the experience that CD Projekt Red was trying to show me with Cyberpunk. And I wanted it to give it the old college try. With several hours into that game, I wasn't happy with the experience I was getting. So I was happy that I at least went on Google and was able to just see that Microsoft would just offer a refund for this. And I literally got it within a day. And then this came out to follow suit. Just crazy timing. So I gave a chance, and a lot of us did and have given a chance, and some want to stay on board because they're having an amazing experience, and I'm happy for everybody out there that is. But for someone like me, I was not satisfied with the experience I was having. So great, I'm able to get a refund, and that's awesome. But to come out after and say, hey, give us a chance. Give this giant company a chance to make it right by we'll do patches down the road, and for your base version of your game that is on a last gen console that we didn't optimize for, and we showed nobody any screenshots, we showed nobody any of the video content, we gave nobody a chance to review this on a base console. We knew that it wasn't going to run. Hey, could you give us a chance and let us patch this over the course of 3 to 4 months, and then you'll be okay with it? Give us that chance. I don't know. I think that's a lot to ask anybody, whether it is even a game developer that we appreciate for the work that they've done. That's a lot to ask for people to say, give me a chance, I'll get it working in a couple of months, I swear. To me, you've already broken that piece of trust. You broke the trust with your community and with fans and casual fans and people that wanted to experience the game, experience your product. And to have it fundamentally broken and not working and not optimized, and to somewhat hide from your community and gamers that this was not ready to go for the current gen of consoles, the last gen consoles and the new ones too. There's still issues with that. It's misleading, And when you break that trust with your audience, any audience, to then come back and say, hey, could you still just like hang out and give us a chance, and you know, you can refund it, go ahead, it's cool, you can do that, we'll refund your money, but if you stick around, we're gonna patch it and we're gonna make it fine. There's so many other games to play, and you've had your opportunity with 7 years of development and hype and awareness and marketing and push and people wanting this thing out, and then delaying the game again and again, and the audience still saying, okay, it's okay, we still believe in this, we still want to see this, and then to come out and go, it's not working. We didn't show anybody how it was going to work on the last gen of consoles. To me, it just breaks that trust, and that's really unfortunate. I don't know what CD Projekt Red really needs to do here, guys. What do you think? And tell me in the comments below. This is not to just rant and rave about how much they dropped the ball and how terrible all this is. I mean, I think that they've misled their audience, gamers in general, of what this experience was supposed to be. And I think if you're on a very high-end PC, you're getting the best experience, but the general audience out there, the millions of users with a base PS4 or PS4 Pro or Xbox, they don't have the giant end 3080 graphics cards to handle this game. And even then, they're still getting bugs. Not game-breaking bugs necessarily, but they are still having issues on extremely high-end PCs. This global audience that has these consoles, that was marketed towards, that this is a new game, and regardless of the years of development and the hype and all of this stuff, being, if you are a casual gamer and you picked up this game, if you are mom and dad and you got this game for the kids, which you probably shouldn't have if they're too young, but you know what I mean. You got the game in your hands, you saved up for it. Matt saved his $90 to play a video game, and the game is broken. So great, I'm thankful that CD Projekt Red gives us the opportunity to refund our money, but I have a hard time dealing with them coming out to say, give us your trust. I think you broke it. And that's really too bad, because the company has done amazing things with games like The Witcher, and no one has the intention, like I've said, to make a bad game. And I don't think the game is bad. I refunded the game because I was having a poor experience. I wasn't enthralled with how it played, how much dialogue there was within the game that I was experiencing. And because of the bugs and the amount of crashing and just trying to drive around in the city and the game would just crash, I'm looking at my time, my limited time, to be able to enjoy content, to be able to enjoy a video game and go, all right, cool. It doesn't work. I'm gonna go play something else that I know works and I'm enjoying it, and that's more up my alley. That's our prerogative. But other friends online in the community, sitting there and they're going, I finished the story, I'm doing another round of it, I love it, here's what I love the gameplay, I love the gunplay, I love the stories, I love the dialogue choices, I love Night City and how much depth there is to it. And I'm sitting there and applauding and going, I'm happy for you. But I am empathizing with a large audience as well that's out there that feels like they were misled. And they were told and promised that an experience was going to be one thing, and a large, extremely large player base from the base PS4s, your PS4 Pros, your Xbox Ones, they were misled and they were fed something that turned out to not be so true. I hope CD Projekt Red turns this around. I hope that the patch updates do enough to keep their players around and keep people happy. I think it's really unfortunate that we are seeing this happen for a game that everyone was hyped and ready for and gave the benefit of the doubt. And I'm, again, glad that everyone's having a good time where they are. But for some of us, I don't think it's enough. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about the statement made by CD Projekt Red? Is it enough to bring you back in? Is it enough for you to stay on board with them? Or are you going to maybe hold off? I refunded it, and maybe I'll come back, you know, in the summer when things seem better. Maybe then it'll be the right time. But for now, they give us that option. But I think that they did a disservice when it comes to their fans. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this episode, the statements by CD Projekt Red, and everything else under the video game sun. Thank you so much for watching this, and as always, thank you guys for assembling with us. We'll see you later.